Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Dani podcast. Um, yeah, it's the first episode, and we are still kind of running through names. That's how unprepared we are. We literally put out a tweet, or I did, and we still have not come up with names. If you have a name, could drop in the comments below. Names we come up with though was like the Hey Daddy Cast. A funny one was like ADHDani because of how bad the ADHD in me is, and you will see it in this podcast because I am one of those that I'll be doing something and I will be doing like a couple other things at the same time, or I'll be like, oh, squirrel, here I am, gonna be doing this now. Sorry, everybody. We're gonna be now talking about this, or now this, or now this, and here we go. Sorry to my guest to come on. Like I said in that tweet, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will have my editor that I graciously pay in kisses put up on the screen. If you're, just listening, if you have like YouTube music, you're just like listening through that. Not YouTube music, like the YouTube Premium, and you're just like, yep, this is it. Just putting that on now, and don't have it on the screen. I put out a tweet, and it was like, this tweet gets 20 likes by the end of the year. I will start a podcast. So here we are. Yes, I actually meant it. I meant it, and I know me. I know sometimes I will put out stuff like that and not mean it, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for this future. So our first one is going to be a new year, new podcast. Before we do get into that, I do got a little bit of like a story time. So some may know me, some don't. I have seizures. I've had seizures. Epilepsy is since like I was 14, and some already know the story. But there's more that I probably have not told some people. So, tell me why last year, December, I found out my neurologist didn't inform me, didn't tell me that they closing, they permanently closing. No email, no call, no nothing. Just, hey, here's a Facebook post from the news. This neurologist up and left. Went on their website that night when my mom texted me, "Hey, is this your neurologist?" Yeah, that is my neurologist. It was like 2 days before Christmas. Scrambling to figure this out. So I call this neurologist I find that's like 30 minutes away from my house. They say, "Oh, we don't have an opening until October." What? And then I get a text message like a couple weeks ago, like a couple days ago or something like that. It was saying that my medication has been filled from that neurologist that just shut down. Whatever, man. Whatever. I did find, I guess, a place. Hopefully, I get it by March. And the old neurologist filled up all the medication for like 6 months or something. It's insane to me, really, be like, oh, yeah, we're just not going to tell anybody. And this is not the first time that it's happened. This happened to me like 2 years or a year ago. I just have bad luck with neurologists, guys. This I might be telling this same story in like a year or two. Who knows? Who knows? We did have a question of the episode every week. And because of the new year, new podcast, our question of the episode. Because I used to do a question of the day on my Twitch channel. Don't stream anymore. Don't go over there thinking, oh my god, do you stream? Can I go watch? What you streaming? You streaming Fortnite? Can I join? Our first podcast question of the episode was a little bit of a two-parter. Was, do you believe in making New Year's resolutions? And if yes, what are some of yours this year? And I got a couple. I got one from somebody who said that there was to lose weight. I got one, It was to kind of make resolutions. I have lowered my expectations of myself so I don't get discouraged or disappointed. Now I try to before my resolutions. I read a little bit of somebody else's. I tried not to read any of these. Everybody in on my Discord server said, and yes and no, live your life, and if shit don't go to plan, oh well. But having a goal in mind is good to have a thing to work towards. Mine is to get a bitch. Okay, get that bitch. I used to, but I find it more fun for me to consider goals throughout the year and treat the new year as a celebration for potential new goals and not to be hard on myself for not getting everything I want to get done. It's really good wording for that, which I'll answer the question. I'm trying not to answer the question and be like, yeah, me too, because I will answer at the end. I don't tend to have any one big New Year's resolution. But in 2024, I started a tradition to make a list of 5 things I want to get done in the year. I find it hard to focus on things long term. So having what's essentially glorified to-do list gave some added weight to that self-improvement goals. I had using the vibes of a new year to spark some productivity. I butchered that word. Right now, my biggest resolution goal for this year is to get better at maintaining some level of routine. My sleep schedule is infamously all over the place, and I usually forget to eat until late afternoon. So I'm hoping to get more proactive in taking care of myself in the big 26. That's actually really awesome. A lot of people know I'm in therapy, and I was working on that for a bit last year, was to get on a schedule. And because my sleep schedule is shit, because I have sleep apnea, and I already don't sleep good. I wake up very late and sometimes just don't breathe. So I don't sleep with one of those machines because I am just scared of them. I get yelled at very often by a lot of people being like, you need those machines. And I'm like, I don't want one. Also, the food thing. I've gotten a lot better with that. I'll just wake up and then eat, and then, because I'm one of those who would literally just eat breakfast and then just eat dinner and then that's it. And I've gotten a lot better with maybe just eating breakfast and then I'm a tiny snack in between then and then dinner and then being like, yeah, this is good. So it's really good to just have that little bit of a schedule in your brain, because then your brain will be like, oh, this is it. Also really bad at schedules because then if I slip up one day, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. My therapist, though, she's really good at that. She yells at me every week about me getting put on a schedule. She does not yell at me. I promise you. She's a very nice lady. But my answer to the question is I also kind of go off of vibes, as because if you think about it, you can kind of better yourself all year long. You don't need to better yourself in the new year. What one of those said, I will try and do this year. I'm so sorry. I thought the dog would not be barking around this time. Anyways, we'll try and do this. We'll try and read, 12 books, one a month. Try and not use, internet, a media or whatever so much, which I know one of my friends is trying to do. Trying not to say names. Speaking of names, I was told to say this. Robbie, if you are listening, your wife told you to get back to work. I repeat, Robbie, if you are listening, get back to work. Anyways, so, a little bit of off the internet for a little bit, color, do some crafts, stuff like that. One of mine was to get a phone. That was my number one goal, but I kind of already did that. It's pink. Like my life. Literally my life. So, anybody remember that song? How like we like bullied the shit out of that song back in the day. I come prepared every so often. A girl can. We have a PowerPoint, everybody. Woo! So we got a 2025 recap. This is like all of those like rewind things. Let's begin with some Spotify. So I apparently listened to for 13,479 hours. I feel like this year it's gonna be a lot more because I've been listening to Spotify, it feels like, for 8+ hours a day. Top genres are bubblegum pop, soft rock, soundtrack rock, and pop. And then my listening age was 36. Since you were into music from the late 2000s, your decades of good taste. Oh, that's right, everybody. I never read that part. I listened to 799 songs this year. I did not guess my song. I literally thought it was going to be Heart by Heart. Or I thought it was going to be backwards. I'm so sorry. Because of how much I listened to that song. But it was actually Heart by Heart by Joe Jonas. And all the other songs were the Jonas Brothers. Imagine that. A big Jonas Brother fan who saw the Jonas Brothers last year have their top songs by the Jonas Brothers. Huh, Fork Fountain Kitchen, am I right? Yeah, my top albums, Greetings from Your Hometown by the Jonas Brothers, Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift, Happiness Begins by Jonas Brothers. I don't know how Chaperone got in there. I don't think I listened to Chaperone that much. And then Greetings from Your Hometown. Again, my top one, the Jonas Brothers. Yeah, so let's move on to YouTube. My top interests were apparently exploring video games, food and snack reviews, sim gameplay, which I also don't think I watch that much Sims videos, so I think it's probably because of Dan and Phil. Okay. Pop culture and discussions, and in Minecraft builds. Your top channels: Peeps, Alfred Replay, Dan and Phil, Smosh Games, Smosh Pit. And then I was in the top 0.8% of viewers of Peeps. I gotta get on there. I gotta make it to the 0.1% next year. So this was like all of whatever decides of you, like Game Obsessed, Foodie. I don't know how Fortnite got on there. I play Fortnite, but I don't watch Fortnite videos. So I don't know how Fortnite got in there. So most likely to organize a theme party based on your favorite snacks and video games. I really like Phasmophobia though. I think that's becoming my number one favorite game. I don't know. Like I can bring like it could be like little cookies based off of like Ghost. That would be really cute. They do have a kitchen. There's Diner now. I just realized that. There's the Diner. Like a little milkshakes. They have the milkshake machine. There you go. That could be the food snack for Phasmophobia. Sorry, I probably got distracted about talking about Phasmophobia. I could talk about that all fucking day. If you let me just have one podcast episode where I just talk about Phasmophobia. I will. Anyways, Twitch. I don't ever watch Twitch. I streamed on Twitch for a very long time, it felt. I don't watch it though. So that's very shocking for 95 hours. I had to put my most used emote. It's Pumpkin. My most one is Alphared. My other one's my beautiful wife and editor, and Peanut Butter Gamer, of course. Steam, where I spend, it feels like, most of my time. I played 60 games this year, which went up apparently 15 games more than last year. 36-day longest streak. Wow. That went up 27 days longer than last year. I had 493 achievements unlocked. That's 204 more achievements than last year. Last year, I know I got 90 achievements, just based off of one game, which was Papa Frizzeria. Most played games were Stardew Valley, Repo, Phasmophobia, Hello Kitty, and Schedule 1. I play Repo every week, every Thursday, or at least try to. And Stardew Valley, I've been trying to complete it 100%. It's been a ongoing battle. And I wasn't going to put Discord, but I thought it'd be really funny. I just did not put who my top friends were. I wanted to show you all how much I use Discord. It's bad, like 24,000 messages, 1,957 emojis. Funny enough, I don't get in voice that often. Maybe that will change this year. I have been getting in voice more often. And then we were hoping for Nintendo to be here. So I did want to give out a little bit of like some shout outs before I wrap up the podcast, the first episode. This is going to be a little short this first one, just because it's going to be a little test of waters. I know I said I was like, oh, I'm not going to name names. I do want to give out a shout out to like my little bit of like an editor that I give kisses to, as I said. Bailey. Bailey's awesome. Everyone thank Bailey for everything that they do. I want to give awesome shout out to also the person that really helped, I feel like, push it. The two people that really pushed out the tweets a lot, which was Mallory and Hannah. Mallory put us shit out that last day. I feel like 20 minutes later we got all the likes. And then everyone else who liked it, you guys are awesome. And all the other support. I feel like we would have also just done this like no matter what. So you guys are really great. So I mean, I could name like everybody who liked it, but it was, I'll tell you, a lot of people. Maybe next week we'll be like, okay, everybody, we're gonna go through that tweet and we're gonna name all of you. I think we'll be ending this here today. Next week we'll be here with our special guest, which is also my editor, as I mentioned before, Bailey, and we'll be talking about all of our icks. I hope you all enjoy that. And see you all next week. Well, not next week. Oh my god. No. Next month. Bye, everyone.